Hello and welcome back. This is Dr. Edward Padama, and this time we are going to discuss how to write the research methodology. So before we start, please subscribe to the channel and click the notification bell to alert you when a new video is uploaded. So let's start. So how do you write the research methodology? In your thesis or dissertation, you will have to discuss the methods you use to do your research. The methodology chapter explains what you did and how you did it, allowing readers to evaluate the reliability and validity of your research. So they should include the following. Number one, the type of research that you used, how you collected your data, how you analyzed your data, and the instruments or tools used in your research. So basically, all of these elements should be included in the discussion of your research methodology. And we are going to further discuss and expound the content of each element during our discussion. We start writing the research methodology by explaining your methodological approach. And you do this by writing and introducing your overall approach to the research. What research problem or question did you investigate? For example, did you aim to systematically describe the characteristic of something, to explore an under-researched topic, or to establish the cause and effect relationship? And what type of data did you need to achieve this aim? Did you need quantitative data or qualitative data? Did you need to collect primary data yourself, or did you use secondary data that was collected by someone else? Did you gather experimental data by controlling and manipulating variables, or descriptive data by gathering observations without intervening? So depending on your discipline and approach, you might also begin with a discussion of the rationale and assumptions underpinning your methodology. So under this, you have to discuss why is this the most suitable approach to answering your research question. Another is that, is this a standard methodology in your field, or does it require justification? Were there any ethical or philosophical considerations? And what are the criteria for validity and reliability in this type of research? The next step in writing your research methodology is to describe your method of data collection. Once you have introduced your overall methodological approach, you should give full details of your data collection method. So when using quantitative research for valid generalizable results, you should describe your method in enough detail for another researcher to replicate your study. Explain how you operationalized concepts and measured your variables, your sampling method or inclusion or exclusion criteria, and any tools, procedures, and materials you use to gather data. When using survey, you have to describe where, when, and how the survey was conducted. How did you design the questions and what form did they take? Multiple choice or Likert scale? Another part of your discussion should be the sampling method you used to select the participants. Another is, did you conduct survey by phone, mail, online, or in person? And how long did the participants have to respond? And last, what was the sample size and response rate? Another is experiments. So if you use experiments, you have to give full detail of the tools, techniques, and procedures you use to conduct the experiment. This should include the discussions on how you designed the experiment, how did you recruit the participants, how did you manipulate and measure the variables, what tools or technologies did you use in the experiment. So under this experimental research, it is especially important to give enough detail for another researcher to reproduce your result. And last, existing data. Explain how you gathered and selected material, such as publication or archival data, or inclusions in your analysis. So under this, you have to discuss where the source or where did you source the material? How was the data originally produced? And what criteria did you use to select the material? The next step in writing a research methodology is to describe your methods of analysis. You should indicate how you processed and analyzed the data. Avoid going into too much detail. You should not start presenting or discussing any of your results at this stage. So using quantitative research, your analysis will be based on numbers. In the method section, you might include the following: how you prepare the data before analyzing it, therefore checking for missing data, removing outliers, transforming variables. Which software you use to analyze data, whether SPSS, Stata, or R. Which statistical test you use, two-tailed t-test, and so on. And last but not the least, step 4, evaluate and justify your methodological choices. Your methodology should make the case for you why you chose these particular methods, especially if you did not take the most standard approach to your topic. Discuss why other methods were not suitable for your objectives, and show how this approach contributes new knowledge or understanding. You can acknowledge limitations or weaknesses in the approach that you chose, but justify why these were outweighed by the strengths. In addition to our discussion in writing the research methodology, tips for writing a strong methodology. Remember that your aim is not just to describe your methods, but to show how and why you applied them and to demonstrate that your research was rigorously conducted. Focus on your objectives and research questions. The methodology section should clearly show why your methods suit your objectives and convince the readers that you chose the best possible approach to answering your problem statement and research question. Throughout the section, relate your choices back to the central purpose of your dissertation, thesis, or your college research paper. Another consideration is that you should cite relevant sources. Your methodology can be strengthened by reference to existing research in the field, either to confirm that you followed established practices for this type of research, discuss how you evaluated different methodologies and decided on your approach, show that you took a novel methodological approach to address a gap in the literature. Another is discuss the obstacles. If you encounter difficulties in collecting or analyzing data, explain how you dealt with them. Show how you minimized the impact of any unexpected obstacle. Preempt any major critics on your approach and demonstrate that you made the research as rigorous as possible. Hello, and thank you so much for joining me in another discussion on how to write the research methodology. So again, please subscribe to the channel and click the notification to alert you when a new video is uploaded. I hope to see you on the next video discussion. Stay safe. God bless.